Hello viewers and welcome to part 2 of our IGN Car Pack review. Ross has been going through the many cars available. Let's check it out.
Hello there guys and welcome back to the IGN Car Pack Part 2. I am your host VVV Cozzy and today we've got with us the 1967 Chevelle SS 396, 396 indicates the cubic inch of the big block Chevy V8 they used, and I believe it was a 6.5 litre displacement, so this thing was massive. Imagine trying to lift this. It would be like trying to lift an elephant, maybe more. Anyway, this car is a classic American muscle car, 1967, where all the American muscle cars were just really starting to get going. Big engine at the front, traditional rear-wheel drive, and either an automatic or a manual transmission. That's all you needed, as well as some bench seats, you know. This car has bench seats, and it is a lovely car. No car has ever thought about me changing my heritage. I mean, I've always been in and used small, nippy little cars, but I want an American muscle car so bad. A big block V8 engine, rear-wheel drive, having to buy tyres for it every other day. No end of money would ever take that away from me. I'd be in like on cloud 9 right there. Be fantastic. Of course, the car is about 13 foot long and 6 foot wide, but nobody cares. Nobody really cares. It's probably one of the best cars I've driven in this car pack, and we're onto the track itself. See me getting a little squirrely off the line, very squirrely indeed. See the dashboard, it's all leather, steel, bit of plastic, and then the horizontal dash. The horizontal clocks on the dash are the best clocks you could ever buy for any car. Around the outside of the car, you see the first generation Chevelle, or as it's known in other parts of the world, Malibu maybe, you know, Chevy Malibu, but nah, this is a Chevelle. The Chevelle, as it got older, it got a bit, you know, stodgy and horrible, but this one is a crisp, clean Chevelle, and this thing loves getting sideways. I don't know what's wrong with it. I mean, I've never been in an American muscle car that slides this well. It's just this slight little bit of magic with the car. Yeah, you can hear the V8 engine as it counter the opposite lock as you're trying to get it in a straight line. This is me trying to keep it as straight as possible, by the way. I'm not throwing it into corners, it just wants to do this. I'm not forcing it anyway, it just wants to do this. This is probably the fastest way to get round corners anyway in this car, because the car rolls so much, but it's such an amazing car. Oh yes, you'll have to forgive me for this bit, because you know in those old 80s like shows you'd always see like the policeman or like in Starsky and Hutch parked at the side of the road waiting for people to drive on by. A person drives on by, they floor it after them, like full V8 revving away and bouncing off the limiter and tyres smoking. That nostalgia away, you know. Probably one of the best moments on this game I've had. just to do that. And yeah, apparently there was only 612 of these cars ever made, so this is a rare car, and estimated prices for this car end up going into the 6-figure mark, which is unbelievable. But I'm glad I got to drive one today. It is a rental, but he won't mind me to like smoking the tyres. I'm pretty sure he'll be happy with this video the way it came out. A lovely car, and American cars like this I've always liked because it's made for the driver's enjoyment as well as people around you's enjoyment. You know, revving that big block engine, making everybody laugh and making everybody smile is one of the best things you can do, and which is why I give this car a very high rating in this pack. It's one of the cars that I bought this pack for, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it when you get it too. Alright guys, see you in the next. Hello guys, yeah, this is our next car. It's the 2011 Mazda RX8 R3, and the R3 in this car stands for the package you get from Mazda. You can purchase this car as a normal RX8, but there is levels of trim that you can have. The R3 is the final level of trim, and the trim includes specially adapted Bliston suspension, which will give you more traction on the track as well as the road. Hopefully not too stiff for the road, but on the track it seems perfectly fine. The front bumper has a splitter added, which will give you added downforce. So does the side skirts. They have been lowered to help aerodynamic purposes. The standard wing and the standard rear bumper are exactly the same as the normal RX8, so there's no help added traction on the back, unfortunately. It has a 300 watt Bose audio system as standard with the R3, as well as some new sort of like special Recaro seats. So they'll be lovely and body hugging, so it'll keep you planted in the seat that you want to be in, and as well as some 19-inch BBS alloy wheels that you see on the car right now. They do give the car a little bit of a mystique sort of thing. The wheels do match the car incredibly well. and they do suit it very much so on a track as well, with the 19-inch and the performance tyres. Give it the added traction it definitely needs. Now we head on to the track. Now we find that sorry about that. We find the definite rotary engine sound there. You get then up to 9,500 RPM from the rotary engine. All the dash is lovely and plasticky, but it's very solid. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart anytime soon. As you enter the first corner here, or second corner if you want to be pedantic, the outside of the car looks very nice. The added splitter is helping with front traction very well. Unfortunately, it could have done with a rear wing to help the rear end gain traction as well, because I found it very oversteering. But unfortunately, the Mazda RX8 will no longer be with us in 2012. Mazda are ceasing production of this car, which is unfortunate. That means that Mazda aren't going to have any rotary real cars to sell, which is a shame, as I said before. But it's a shame to lose the car, but I've never really bonded with a Mazda. I know it sounds weird, but every other car that I've driven in this pack, it feels like it's alive in some way, shape or form. The Mazda and Japanese cars in general, they always feel like a tool, like a muscle car without a purpose. And in this case, a very great handling car without a purpose. Although that has not been the case. They have raced this car, and I've heard from other people that they have, a bond with it. It's just me in particular, I'm being a bit fussy. I've always liked the RX8. I've always liked the rotary engine that it comes with. And I love the fact that you can say wankle, and you can't get told off for it. It's brilliant. Here we go. This is the exact time I needed that rear traction. Unfortunately, flicks back the other way, catch it in reverse, and then swing it back around the other way. I like the Mazda for that specific purpose. It's a great car to throw around, but it just doesn't feel like it has a soul like every other car. But unfortunate for that, but I'm glad to see it in this pack now, and it's definitely a great addition to the pack. I'll see you in the next car, guys. Right guys, this is our 1957 Maserati 300S. A very expensive car for the time being. Actually, it's cost 1 million credits in the game itself, which is really bad. It's powered by a 3-litre straight-six engine producing 260 horsepower in this game. The real version actually produced 245 horsepower. So, there we go. The entire body is made up of aluminium, so it's very light in that retrospect. This is where the pre-1960s cars tend to die down a bit. The handling is not so great. It's on drum brakes, all four are drum brakes, and it's on cross-ply tyres, and it's on leaf springs. That's pretty much the equivalent of a coach with a big S engine in the front of it. So you can understand the comedy of trying to drive one of these cars. And this is the only car that on the list that was built to be an actual race car. Most of the cars on the list have been modified to become race cars, such as the Maserati GT4 thing that I'm reviewing in a bit, and the pickup truck, the Raptor, has been modified to compete in racing events. This was solely built for racing, which is really nice. It's raced between 1955 and 1958. It showed poor showing in the 1955 races of the FIA World Sports Car Championship. But in 1956 it brought it all back with a win and finished second overall. Here's the interior of the car. You don't get much creature comforts. You get a steering wheel, pedals, dials, and that's pretty much it. I don't think you even get door handles. Around the outside of the car you see the car rolls quite a bit. We're on the Nürburgring track right now, we're on Nordschleife right now. See the car roll in that turn, you throw it into a corner. And because it's on cross-ply tyres, they will slide. They're not the grippiest tyres in the world. They're not well known for their grip. They're well known for sliding more than anything. See that lovely camera shot going around the back of the car. Hearing that lovely straight-six engine. It's probably one of the oldest cars in this game, and it's probably one of the best cars in the game as well. That's why it's worth downloading. The car is incredibly fast for the class it's in. It's in C class right now, but it has the performance of very high B class cars or very low A class cars, which is awesome. Once you put some modern tyres on here, modern brakes, you'll be beating the best of them. So that's my little review of this little Maserati. I will see you in the next car, guys. Take care. Right, here's our second to last car. It's the 2010 Maserati Gran Turismo MC GT4. The reason it has MC GT. Well, the reason it has GT4 at the end of its name anyway is so it can compete into the FIA GT4 Championship, which configures of cars based on their road legal counterparts. So that's quite cool. So you'll see your own sort of supercar on the track very shortly, I guess. Anyway, the MC GT4 is one of the best looking GT4 cars. It looks pretty much standard to the original car, and it's a little bit wider, a bit more powerful, and it has a stupid spoiler on the back for some reason. Other than that, the engine produces 433 horsepower, and it's a 4.7 litre V8 engine, and it just is the best sounding V8 of this car pack, I think. The Chevelle came really close to being the best, but this one, oh my god, it's amazing. The interior is completely FIA qualified roll cage and carbon fibre body with plastic windows included, so you know that front end just looks evil, doesn't it? It just wants to kill you at any given point. As we take off from the line now, you see the Esparco steering wheel, carbon fibre. It's quite luxurious inside. You get a bucket seat, and you get a little clock that states Maserati. You know, just everything is race purpose, but that dashboard doesn't look quite race prepared, does it? It looks like a normal Maserati. They've just stripped out everything else. Anyway, back to the car itself. The car is fantastically brilliant on the track. It tests the driver's skills to the limit, which is what a GT4 car is meant to do, but they surely should have made it a lot easier on the driver, because they should have fitted a proper back spoiler. The back spoiler on this does not give any downforce whatsoever, and that makes it very awkward to drive it very fast. I mean, I've missed every apex so far, and that's only because of loss of traction to the rear end. I go into some of these corners like correcting some of the oversteer, but that engine, that noise is the most. That engine is just fantastic. It's Italy in the exhaust pipes. It's like the 1500s escaping out of the exhaust pipe out of the Italy's finest GT4 car. The best sounding V8 I've heard in a long time. Sorry America, you just got beat by Italy. Sad to say, but this car is fantastic to drive. It really does test you to the limit. You can correct most of the stuff it chucks at you, so it's not too difficult to drive for newer drivers, but for experts they'll find it very tricky to drive fast. That concludes my little review of this car. It's a fantastic car. They actually sold this car out of Maserati for 130,000 euros, so relatively cheap for a race car. And I'm saying relatively cheap because the actual car itself costs like 150,000, so it's less money, but you know, it's not exactly road legal. Alright then guys, I'll see you in the last review of this pack. Take care guys. Right guys, this is the last car in this car pack. I'm very sad to see this car pack go, but unfortunately that's how car packs go. I get to the end and then it's the next one. Right. The 2011 Suzuki #1 Monster Sport SX4 Hill Climb Special. Say that fast times when you're drunk, I doubt you'll be able to. Okay, now this car looks very stupid, as you can tell. Huge front spoiler, huge massive spoiler, but they're all necessary because I will tell you the engine size. 3.1 litre twin turbo V6. Yeah, that's not too bad. But wait until I tell you how much power it produces. 897 horsepower. The 897 horsepower is the most amount of power I've ever seen out of a V6 engine. And this thing flies. 0 to 60 takes just 2.5 seconds. 0 to 100 takes 5. 0 to its top speed around about 20 seconds. Maybe 30 seconds. It's a fast car. Its top speed is around about 160 miles an hour, but that's as fast as you need to go. I mean, hill climbs aren't really known for their long straights. They're more, you know, interweaving sections of hairpin turns and stuff like that. And speaking of hill climbs, this car made it up the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb at the time of 9 minutes 51.278, which is currently the top record of that track, which is fantastic. The cockpit is pretty much a roll cage with a centre console and a bucket seat. There really is no need for anything else in this super professional and completely insane car. The original Suzuki SX4 is a lovely little hatchback with a maximum of a 2-litre engine, probably around about 120 horsepower coming out of that. This has got the most amount of horsepower I've ever seen out of any car. I know there's Toyota Supras with like 1500 horsepower and stuff like that, but do they go as fast as this? I don't think so. This is just amazing. This car has made me very happy. I've been grinning every time I've stepped into this car. We're like, oh my god, I get to drive this. Brilliant, come on. And this car takes a lot of punches as well. This car, you can bury the throttle every time and nothing will break, it won't sound dodgy, it will sound fantastic with the turbo spooling up, wastegates spitting out petrol and setting it on fire into the engine and all that good stuff. It's fast. It just really is. Really, really fast. And the question of whether you'd like to buy this car pack or not depends entirely on you. I mean, people might say, "Oh, I don't have the money." Well, you don't have to buy it straight away. Normally they have, car pack sales releases. They sell these car packs for around about 120 MS points later on during the year. When they're brand new, I would suggest, if you want these car packs straight away, I would suggest the season pass, because you can buy that and you get 6 pieces of DLC for free, which is nice. I'm not getting anything for this. This is all my own opinion of the cars. Technically, you know, any opinion is more than welcome in the comments below. I mean, me and Alan have been reviewing some of the comments and just going through them. I've answered several of them, so don't worry of them. I hope you enjoyed these reviews. I will be back doing more reviews for the other car packs, so yeah. Details and stuff down in the comments if you thought I missed anything. But wait, there is more. Yes, there's more. Right, okay, these cars, all of these cars are reviewed in this car pack, 10 of them. I have taken them around the Top Gear test track and I've set times. And they've all been standing starts and they've all been 1 laps. So if I made a mistake in that lap, it's my fault at the end of the day, and I'm pretty sure I didn't in any of the cars, so that's pretty cool. Right, I will be on a quest to make sure that I can take as much time as I can off of these cars, well, off of these cars' laps anyway, by upgrading them to their max in their class, so whether that be F, D, C, S, R1, you know, whichever. So that would be quite fun to see, and it will definitely be going up on the VVV channel. This has been VVV Cozzy, signing off for Team VVV.
So that was an interesting and enjoyable look at the cars. Obviously Ross is a massively passionate automotive fan, and he does take on board, you know, the criticisms that you guys put forward about scripting and stuff like that. I'd like to point out as well in his support that whenever people send me videos, it can be quite stressful when you first do a video, you know, if you're not used to making videos and stuff like that. And, you know, finding people with passion is what's important to me. I could hire a presenter or get a presenter in who would be much better at that side of it, but I'd like to find people who share my automotive passion. And I know Ross is going to be on the track doing thousands of laps in those cars, tuning them and really getting into sort of the Forza community and bringing more of that onto the channel over the coming months and years, hopefully. So there's lots to look forward to from him, including reviews of the other car packs as well, and I'll be making that, hopefully, touch wood, a more regular occurrence. But other than that, though, it's great to get all of your feedback. I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope you're enjoying the many cars as well. Give that on the feedback on the videos, and hopefully in the future we'll get up to date on these packs and keep up with them from then on in. So that's it from me for now. I'm going to be working on a news update, showing some of the stuff I'm playing at the moment, besides a little review for the year ahead as well. Lots to look forward to this year. I've seen some interesting information today, and I'll be sharing that with you very soon. But that's it from me for now, viewers. More soon.